rise above, extinguish fear, rise above, extinguish fear.
2 meters, young.
Hello, good morning, rise above. God, it's like 10:30. This is the earliest I've ever attempted to make a video. Right, so like I said in my Facebook post the other day, oh, look at that, it goes like that. Like I said in my Facebook post the other day, I've furloughed myself Thursdays and Fridays. Today, I'm gonna hit the streets and I'm gonna have 2 objectives. Objective number 1 is to visit businesses that are defying the lockdown, staying open and continuing to trade. I'm gonna go and spend my cash there, and I'm gonna hopefully highlight the fact that they have got the kahunas to carry on trading and hopefully send some business their way. I've got a couple lined up. My second objective is to seek and destroy COVID marshals. I've been reading up on the old COVID marshals, right? Now check this out, because before I engage these weasels, I need to know exactly what the score is. So, COVID-19 secure marshals. Their equivalents, here are their roles: promote social distancing and encourage public compliance with COVID-19 public health measures. Educate and explain COVID-19 secure guidelines in the public realm and for business premises. So this is where I'm going to be focusing on, because they can tell people to social distance in the street. I don't care about that. But if they're going to be impeding on local businesses, that is something I do care about. Identify and support businesses and premises not following guidelines. So forget the word support, go to the first word, identify. Identify businesses not following guidelines, escalating as appropriate. Now, in my interpretation of that, that means spying on people and reporting them, okay? Let's go on a little bit, because I've gone into these guys. Okay, here's a good one. I went to the 4th page. It is also important to note that the role of COVID-19 secure marshals or equivalents is not to enforce COVID-19 secure regulation or have any enforcement powers, which should remain the remit of the police and designated local authority compliance. So it says here, they have no power for enforcement whatsoever. All they can do is identify and report. God, I'm looking forward to getting in there, to catching up with some of these guys. This is going to be fun. So, stop number 1, my local cash point. I have £100 sterling. I'm going to do my very best to spend all of that today in local businesses. Remember, keep using these things to keep them working. Okay, so first stop, now that I've got my pound sterling, is we're going to head down to Poole Town Centre. But I'm also keeping my eye out for these COVID marshals, little vermin, little weasels. Spy them. We'll see them soon. Keep the camera rolling. Do a little time lapse.
2 meters, you cunt.
Okay, so as well as looking out for the COVID marshals, I'm also looking out for businesses that are staying open that, according to the regulations, shouldn't be open. Haven't seen a single hairdressers yet. I really need a beard trim. I really wanted to support a barbers that's staying open, but so far I haven't managed to find one. It's quite disappointing. Oh yeah, we're in Poole bus station. As you can see, it's like an apocalypse movie. Everywhere's shut, very few people. Now I've got to be fair, Poole hasn't had a good time recently. It's been like 28 days later, even before COVID hit. We're just going into what used to be the Arndale shopping centre. Most places are shut. After you. Thank you. As you can see, pretty much everywhere is shut apart from the big chains. Subway. Okay, Vision Express is open. I would say this is 95% shut. $95%. Neither of you?
Don't need one.
Neither do I, I'm exempt too.
Where's your card?
Oh, we don't need one. Check here, look. You don't, it's the law. UK Equalities Act 2010, you don't need to have a card.
You don't have a mark. If you don't have a card, you will be fined £1,000.
Good luck. Very, very telling. Look at this. Thanks for keeping apart. Stay smart, stay safe. There's a better one over here. This is my favourite one. Check this out. Staying apart is keeping us together. Staying apart is keeping us together. If that's a bit of an oxymoron. Hello. I'm just exercising my right to walk around with my mobile phone. I'm a citizen journalist.
Okay.
Is that okay?
It would be nice if you asked permission inside the centre first.
Okay. What's the correct channel to ask permission to film inside the centre?
Because obviously,
How would I contact them?
up the stairs, along the corridor.
Okay. Well, to be honest, I've finished. I just want to film that. I'm going to be going out to the high street now. So thanks anyway. All right, cheers. Bye. We just got abused by a guy with visual impairment. He had a white stick, and he remarked that the place was 95% closed because I wasn't wearing a mask. But he wasn't wearing a mask either. So, you know, whether, you know, I'm exempt, he can be exempt too. But the fact, here's the thinking, because he's exempt, he couldn't spread the apparent virus because he's got an exemption card. So that's some pretty flawed thinking in my humble opinion. Oh dear.
Walking me to the car, not pushing me. In a handcuff like her.
So we can see some unfortunate individual who's been pinned to the ground and put in handcuffs by the police over there. I thought I saw some COVID marshals, but nah, I'm not messing with this dude. They're community safety officers. Right, we carry on. So Cafe Aroma's still open, which is nice to see, but they're doing takeaway. I have heard that, let me just flip that round. I've heard that the Munch is actually remaining open for customers. So that is the cafe I want to visit for my lunch today because they are defying lockdown and staying open. Remember, I'm only spending my hard-earned pound sterling today in businesses that are breaking the rules. I spoke too soon. Happy Buddha are open. So Happy Buddha sell an eclectic mix of Eastern iconography, statues, holistic healing crystals and things like that. They have been allowed to open now. I'm going to go and say hello, just make sure they're right to be filmed. Hello. Now, as you can see, there's an absolutely massive array of items in store here. We have incense, teas, oils, throws, clothing. You know, this is to say that this is not essential, but Holland and Barrett selling their pre-packaged, mass-produced health remedies. You know, this is candles. This is you know, for some people, the items in this shop is a way of life. What a beautiful array of items they've got here. I seriously suggest coming down to have a look. If you're into incense, into any shamanism, this is what we want, guys. Some amazing carved Buddha statues as well. Absolutely beautiful. Support your local businesses, people. Rise above. This was the point where I actually did a really great interview in Happy Buddha with the proprietor, Chris. He told me that he's had the police, the council, COVID marshals, £1,000 worth of fines, abuse, death threats, simply for keeping his business open. It was a fantastic interview. I said to him, I believe that all businesses are essential. How can you tell one man's ability to feed his family and children is more essential than the next man's? But it's a great interview. Unfortunately, my camera person today pressed record at the wrong time, so it started recording at the end of the interview. I'll do it myself next time. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got a pentagram box, I've got some candles, I've got some incense, and I've got an orgonite pyramid which protects us from EMF and harmful 5G frequencies. Also got one of those on the back of the phone from earthstrongoregon.com, so big up him. Absolutely essential items. Do you accept cash here at Happy Buddha? Excellent. I only spend cash here on Rise Above. And how much does that come to in total?
£54.
Oh, well, it went £4 over my accrued budget, but it's okay. I've got enough.
We can do a discount.
No, I insist on paying in full. There we go. 50. Have you got the change? Had 4. 3. No discounts today. It's about supporting local businesses. There is 4.
Thank you.
Is that all right?
It is indeed.
Awesome.
Let me get the package up for you.
Essential products as well. So you've got anti-Walking Dead, you've got zombie repellent,
What actually are they? They smell things. Oh, it's fragrance oil. Even the shop, I'm just going to big up some of the signs. Please remove your face covering so I can understand you better. Practical, lawful descent.
Just wait that the COVID marshals go past.
Oh, thank you very much. Me spy them, the COVID marshals. Right, you understand that? Thank you. I've been looking for these weasels. Right, here we go, COVID marshals. I spy 2 of them. Stay back. I spy them. They walk 2 by 2 with their green tabards. Now remember, these COVID marshals have no power whatsoever to enforce. They only have the power to inspect businesses and report them to the police. So we're just going to observe from a distance. Notice only one of them is wearing a mask. And notice how they're not 2 meters apart. Hello. Yes.
What organisation?
I am a citizen journalist.
Okay, that's fine.
An independent citizen journalist. Are you a COVID
I'm a
marshal?
journalist as well, so
All right. Who do you work for? Are you employed by BCP Council?
I am indirectly, yes.
All right. Okay. I'm just going to be observing, if you don't mind.
Well, I would prefer you didn't, sir.
That's okay. I'll take your consideration into account. Obviously, we are stood in public, and you're an employee of the council. So this is essentially the same as me filming a bin man or a traffic warden.
You have no permission to film me. You have no permission.
I don't need your permission.
You do. You're infringing my rights.
Have you got permission from the police to film?
Absolutely not.
You should go by the police.
I don't think so. I'm fully aware of the law and where I am allowed to film and where I'm not allowed to film. We are in the high street.
But if you're filming to publish like that anywhere
Oh,
else,
you're going to be published?
in
Yeah.
that case you need to have a disclaimer.
No, I don't.
You
You
do.
need a disclaimer.
No.
To use someone's image, you need to have their authority.
You have no authority to publish. If I see that bit on media, I shall take it higher because you have no authority.
Go for it. I have 50,000 views a month. I'm going to make you famous.
Your details, then.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
You go give your details where you're filming.
No. I'm exercising my right as a citizen to stand in a public place. You can film me too if you like. You're more than welcome.
Ask you to delete it.
Absolutely not. It's going to be uploaded to YouTube. I get 50,000 views a month.
Fine. I see that. I shall take it further.
Good. I'll look forward to that.
As a citizen, sir.
Yeah. You're not acting like a citizen now. You're acting like one of Hitler's brown shirts, mate. I've already read what your roles are, what you are able and unable to do, and I'm going to be filming you as long as I wish to.
Carry on, sir. You carry on. You go on the fray, you're in trouble.
I certainly won't be causing a fray, sir. I'm simply filming you.
Creating a problem with me.
No. Excuse me. Shh. Just observing, merely observing in a public place, that's all. I will be keeping 2 meters as well. Out of my duty as a citizen, I feel it is my duty to film you people and make sure you're acting within the remit of your responsibilities and your powers, which I have read up on extensively. I mean, what are you guys here doing today? What is your... No comment, okay. Well, I've already given the preface to this. I've read out what your rules and responsibilities are in the preface to this video, so everyone's aware of them. The powers you do have and the powers you don't have.
I'm making no further comments.
Okay, that's fine. I appreciate it if you didn't do what you're doing. Obstructing people going about their business. Obstructing people trying to earn a living, I would appreciate that. Just want to get a good look on your faces. I'm going to make your job very difficult today, fellas. And I won't be doing anything unlawful, I'll just be observing you and recording and documenting it in high definition 4K. So we'll get your faces really good, even though you've got a mask on.
Oh, come
Okay.
I've got it, thank you.
I've asked you to leave anything in front, and I've asked you also.
How do you know it's not live? How do you know this isn't live? Well, I can't delete live, it's already been uploaded. Let's go. I'll be escorting you off the high street and away from businesses. I'll be observing my 2 meters and simply filming you in a public place, which I need no permission to do so. I've already checked on this. You're not going to be harassing any businesses today while I'm around, that's for sure. Just observing these fascists. COVID marshal employed by BCP Council to snitch and grass on people. These people are our enemies, ladies and gentlemen. They're grasses. I'm going to be recording what they're doing. No violence, just documentation. They're not 2 meters apart either. And one of them wasn't wearing a mask. We're making your job very difficult today, fellas. Everyone will see you coming. Yeah. Good, so just making everyone aware of what you're here doing. Should be easily identifiable even through that pathetic paper mask. Go for it. I'm very recognisable. You can find me very easily online, mate. You haven't given me your name yet. Yeah, I don't need to give you my name either then, do I? Feel free to take a photo. I've got you in 4K. Enemies of the people, these two. Absolute enemies of the people. How much do you get paid a year to do this? Not enough. Yeah, none of my business. I'll ask you nevertheless. It's up to you whether you answer me or not. After you, my love.
Thank you.
Mine out for these fascists over here. Big old sign. Hands, face, space, and these helpful COVID marshals are here to instruct us how to stay safe. Employed by BCP Council, and look, European Union as well. Stay alert, keep your distance. These two are definitely not 2 meters apart. So they're breaking their first rule of 2 meters distance, an absolute joke. We're paying, what is it, 20 grand a year to employ these little weasels. £20,000 a year. Oh, look, now they're 2 meters apart. Thank you, guys. Thank you. £20,000 a year that cost us for you to stand 2 meters apart. Well done. No, that's not 2 meters. Further apart, please. Now, I'm not allowed to film inside the shopping centre because the shopping centre isn't public. So I won't be filming inside the shopping centre because I've checked all the rules and I know way above the understanding of these two little fascist weasels. So yeah, the COVID marshals got a pretty hard time. I did call them weasels, I called them traitors, I called them fascists because they are. So I'm not going to apologise for that. If they think I'm stupid enough to come and accost them physically while holding a camera, then they're obviously stupid, more stupid than I thought. I wouldn't be holding a camera if I come to do something to them physically. I'm not about physical confrontation. I'm about knowledge, gnosis, word, power and sound. That's how we rise above. So they escaped, I will be back. Oh, here they are. Funny you should say that, look at that. It's almost like the Candyman. You say their name and then they appear, here they are. Hi again, guys. He's got his phone out to take a video of me now. All right, be safe, guys. I'll be back to see you tomorrow. And I'm gonna make you famous. That's a nice shot. I'll make you famous, both of you. Please do. Yeah. Every spotted site on Facebook, your faces will be plastered all over them. Excellent. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Be safe. Okay, so it's now almost 1 o'clock and I'm back at Rise Above HQ. Tell you what, the COVID peasants, the COVID wardens in Poole did not have a good morning. And if anybody watching this video has a problem with the way that I was speaking to them, calling them peasants and fascists and traitors, I don't care. I'd stand behind those comments wholeheartedly. You can say those people might have been unemployed because of COVID and they needed a job. Well, I tell you what, there are other jobs they could have chosen. If you choose to pick up that green tabard for money and you go around reporting on other people making a living, you are the enemy of the people. So, Pool COVID wardens, bad morning for them. They basically could not operate whatsoever while I was documenting them. They were just totally evasive. They were trying to get away from me as fast as possible. Mrs. Rise Above, Evelyn, she found that a little bit much. There were some people in the high street that were supportive of what I was doing. Some people weren't. And if people start giving me abuse, she finds it very hard not to give them abuse back. But the show's Rise Above. So I've brought the missus home. She was great in the shop this morning, but I can't have her kicking off at anyone if they give me abuse, because it's not about that. She's a fiery one. So next stop, Bournemouth. So I was just landing in Bournemouth. I'll tell you one thing, there is an advantage with lockdown, is I can actually get a parking space and it was free. Normally in Bournemouth, even paid parking is not easy to come by. Just realised I've left a really annoying filter on, but anyway. So, just got off the phone with Tracy from Le Munch. Now, Le Munch is a local cafe which has famously defied lockdown and had continued to serve customers inside the cafe. She's already been fined. She'd already had problems with the police. She'd had many interviews already. I was going to go there for lunch today, but sadly, this morning the police visited again, took away her tables and fined her again, just for operating, just for trying to serve her customers. Absolutely disgusting. So I've actually got a meeting with her tomorrow. I'm going to go down and have some food and hopefully get an interview with her about some of the stuff that's been happening to her just for trying to stay open. So Bournemouth is not actually much better than Poole. We're just walking through the Triangle now, which is usually like a hustling, bustling part of the town. Everywhere's shut again. It's absolutely disgusting. For what? Shut for what? I'm also happy to say, yesterday I was on a phone call, someone that's contacted me, who's been a senior staff nurse in a number of different hospitals, and they're going to be coming on a show next week. I'm going to blur out the gentleman's voice because he doesn't want to lose his job. But yeah, what is all this shut down for? Because I know for a fact that in this part of the country at least, there are very, very few people in hospital with COVID-related illnesses, and when they do go in, they're usually pretty quickly discharged. Very interesting. So, the COVID marshals in Poole had a very bad time this morning. I got a little bit aggy at points. I'm going to try and keep it cool, much cooler, with the COVID marshals in Bournemouth, if I can find them. So I've just hit the main shopping high street in Bournemouth again. It's dead. Where have we got open? Here's a good one. So, Holland and Barrett. We were speaking about these guys earlier. So they're allowed to stay open and have people go in the shop. Let's have a look. Hi. So, Holland and Barrett can have people come in. They've got like soaps and conditioners, much like they had at Happy Buddha. The difference is in here, everything is packaged, mass produced, rather than being more organic. Okay, so we've got some gym protein stuff. Is this more essential than what Happy Buddha was selling? It's down to interpretation, I think. We've got drinks, alcohol. So alcohol is more essential than essential oils. That's all right, just looking, thank you. So I started off in a triangle. I'm now at the other end of Bournemouth, almost approaching the student ends. There's a little bit more black market rebellious up here, so we're going to see if we can find... I don't have any spare change, sorry bro.
I love that stick.
Thank you very much. So yeah, looking for an independent coffee shop or eatery I can spend my money in. I don't want a chain. I don't want some big international fast food conglomerate. This is crazy. The whole length of Bournemouth, hardly anywhere is open. This place does good pizzas. I get pizzas from there all the time. Support your local business, bro. Okay, so I was actually trying to do a time lapse as I was walking down the high street. However, I stumbled across this artisan, freshly made coffee and artisan food. They're doing takeaway. They allowed people in the store, but they've had no problem so far. The lady didn't want to be interviewed because her English isn't amazing, but I'm allowed to film inside. So I'm going to get myself a coffee because this looks like an independent gaff, maybe even family owned, and it's certainly not a big chain. So I'm going to spend my money here today.
Okay, what do you want? They do, but trust me, that it's very good. They do the sandwich with the salad, or you can have the salad, you can have the sandwich.
Hiya. Can I just get a double espresso, please?
Yes, no problem. Anything else?
That's it. Can I just ask you, is this coffee shop like family owned or is it a chain?
It's from a Turkish place,
From a Turkish place?
Yes, but different type of people. Italian, Bulgarian.
How many coffee shops do they have?
No, just one.
Just done, so it's independent business. Excellent, that's why I chose to spend my money here today. Not in a big chain, no Costa Coffee, no Starbucks.
No.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Okay, oh, do you accept cash?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I'm only spending cash today. There you go, thank you very much.
Very much.
We've got to save cash, because once it's gone, it's never coming back. Thank you very much. Cheers, thank you. Nice double espresso from a totally independent one-off coffee shop. Zaza Artisan Coffee. So I'm just going to enjoy this, then I'm going to go back to the time lapse because it's actually looking pretty sick. I managed to get my artisan coffee from an independent shop and it was excellent, very reasonably priced. And I wasn't putting my money back into the clutches of corporations that can afford to survive these restrictions that are designed to cripple them. Because at the end of the day, let's be straight about this. These lockdowns and these economic restrictions are not to save us from anything. Whether you believe in SARS-CoV-2 or not, it's kind of irrelevant at this point. It's very clear to see that these restrictions are only strictly designed to shut down small independent businesses. Because as we can see, there's only a handful of them open. Everywhere that's open are of the biggest corporate entities going. McDonald's, Burger King, Costa, etc, etc. So these COVID marshals, as far as I'm concerned, they are nothing but small minions and agents of the reset. They might only have the smallest grassroots role in informing the police on small independent businesses that are breaking the rules. But as far as I'm concerned, that's the most important thing. And here's the great thing about it. What they don't realise is that the technology already exists to replace these COVID marshals with robots or drones. All you need is a mobile robot or drone with a 360 4K camera on it that goes outside businesses and looks through the window. Easily as effective as any, actually more effective than these COVID peasants, because it could be, the information could be streamed directly back to the police that need the information. So you know, they can get their 20 grand a year for stitching up their fellow brethren and sistren at the moment, but little do they know they're already replaceable when the reset comes. So I'm almost back to the car now. I'm still waiting for a phone call from the gold dealer. I'm not going to be filming that transaction. I don't want anyone to know about that. So Tracy LeMunch will be tomorrow. No COVID marshals in Bournemouth. Maybe they took the afternoon off after their colleagues in Poole rung them. Told them that there's someone on the streets gunning for you. Can't see an open shop now. One thing I am seeing, which I really like, is groups of people, generally more middle-aged or elderly people, who are perhaps single or alone, and they seem to be congregating near to coffee shops that are doing takeouts, sat on benches a couple of metres apart in groups of no more than 6. And the people at Happy Buddha said the elderly people on the bench outside have been doing that every day. So what it goes to show is that the human spirit actually can't be broken. You can try and tell people to social distance, to break down their human communication, to break down their human interaction, to break down their humanity, but they will overcome it. They will rise above it at every single step of the way, because that's what humans do. So you can't stop people from sitting on park benches and talking to each other. Not yet. I'd like to see you try and do that. Yeah, so today, in one essence, has been quite depressing to see how few places have stayed open. But I'm seeing glimmers of hope that even in the face of adversity, our humanity maybe does shine through. We just need more people to be on that tip. We need more people to be unbreakable. We need more people to be prepared for what's coming, what's happening right now, and what's going to intensify. Because like the lady at the coffee shop, she's like, well, hopefully on the 2nd of December, we can stop doing takeaway. And I didn't want to be a doom monger and go on about it. I was like, I hope so too, but I doubt it. Let's see what's going to happen. I mean, I'll make the prediction that we don't come out of any lockdown in December. I personally think that this is going to carry on until the 1st of April, 6 months from the 1st of October would be the 1st of April. And that, you know, spring equinox, it all fits. That would be what I'd say. 1st of April, this will be over for now until the next lockdown. I wish everybody else could see it too. So I'm back at the Farangistan Department of Domestic Affairs, aka Rise Above HQ. It's been an alright day. It's been a mixed day. You know, I got to have a nice little interview with the guys at Happy Buddha. I managed to pump £60 into the local economy of small independent businesses. I managed to disrupt the COVID peasants operation for a good hour or two. They were not happy with me, and that won't be the last time that they'd be seeing me either. I will be on their case quite heavily going forward. Like I was saying, I'll be interviewing Tracy from Le Munch tomorrow. If anything, you got to see a little bit of a day in the life of me. This is how I live my life on a day-to-day basis. Remember, I don't just talk a good one in YouTube videos. 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, 465 days a year, rise above.
There's a war going on through our minds, for our attention, for our lives, and it keeps going on because we remain blind. The system is shoveling shit in our eyes. Consume this, watch that, or anything on a big screen that's flat. Distractions come in many formats. Time is one thing you never claw back. Weapons of mass distraction, fired by war in factions. Fearful thoughts gain traction. Step one in a chain reaction.